as you're kind of just finishing picking off the uh, any little trinkets or remains of the two hill giants that you have slain, Ghost, in this kind of barracksy area. Looks like it's a rest area. Actually, going to switch it to white. There you go. You think back on the moments that have just happened in this mine. You remember coming down the tracks with Hera and your yak folk reanimated friend. You remember coming into an open, almost ore depository. The carts would be bringing down materials, whether it be from the village or from the mines, and encountered three salamanders, fiery snake-like creatures with golden spears. As the fight broke out, from the other tunnel um, came a figure which, Jonah, I'll get you to describe again in detail, that joined the fight, swinging a great sword round. But you were kind of busy protecting your own team, firing off shots, and didn't really get the chance to really study this fighter, but you saw that they could handle themselves. I'll say when the conversation was happening to introduce, you might have recognized that the attire he was wearing represented some sort of militaristic uh, fashion, and so maybe Ghost, you kind of kept your distance a little bit. You know, looked for any exits or treasures. You found the door. If you want to zoom out, there's a door over here in that track room that was locked, with three like almost slots that appeared. I think Puck had a look at it. Needed to be activated at the same time. They're only maybe a foot away from each other, but yeah, they need to be activated at the same time. By the time getting back to the conversation, the decision had been made to get on the chain motors with these carts that were going forward into the mines. Now, the choices were you could either hold onto the chains or get in the carts themselves. Whichever one you would have chosen to do. What happened was you eventually went over a furnace that seemed like it was starting up. Hera identified that there was a giant rune on it. That she would later explain to be used to withhold almost elemental energy of fire. But the party decided to go north and encounter these two hill giants, sneaking up on them before an attack broke out. Tables got thrown around the room. Everything was chaotic. Maybe you ran into the fray. You were helping out behind the scenes kind of thing, but they took them two down. And when the rest of the party decided to move on to discover the bedrooms, I'd say that you stayed in this room and just made sure to keep guard and make sure everyone was safe. I think
Sounds about right.
while everyone is kind of recovering from the bed bugs they encountered, maybe Hera, after going down, yeah, she wouldn't have seen the encounter, but after Hera went down, I think maybe you're just patching up a little bit. Molokov, you're helping out, and Puck, maybe you're just kind of just checking for any doors or anything around the room, just to make sure you've covered all your entries and exits. But Jalug, maybe you went back to the main room with the fire, and I think that would be a nice chance now to really allow Ghost to have a proper look at what he sees when you come in alone back into this room.
Yeah, so Jalug is definitely looking a bit beat up, but has sort of recovered a little bit. And so, Ghost, you'd see a hobgoblin carrying sort of over his shoulder a really, really big sword. And he's still breathing a bit heavily. sees you in there, and you can see him sort of just catch himself and put on a bit more of a face of like, no, I'm still fine, I'm still good. And yeah, he just as he makes his way to you, but goes via the two hill giants, just double checking that they are actually dead, and the massive arterial bleeds on a couple of them seem to indicate that's the case. Yeah, he's wearing this, as you said, sort of it's an old military uniform that has some of the patches and little insignia have sort of been they've worn off. This would not pass a parade ground inspection anymore. So it's old. It's seen a bit, but it's definitely still very functional. It's very there's little modifications and stuff to, like the collar is not done up so that it's actually breathable a bit more. It's there's a couple of extra pouches and stuff that for carrying different things that again is not what you would normally see in a default uniform. It's changed a little bit. His hair's pulled up in a top knot. Again, more thinking about functionality than any proper put togetherness. He doesn't say much to you. He sort of just nods and you can see he's very much keeping an eye out. Not on you. He seems to have a bit of a acceptance of the way that everyone's worked, but he's very alert at the moment.
And being alert, now you fought alongside this party. You've seen the wizard flicking off spells, Jalug. You've seen the shield come into action on this almost mechanical tabaxi Molokov, and you've seen the little one yet again zip zap around the map and stab and shoot and pull down their dinosaur mask. But now you really kind of get a look at this fourth member. Ghost, do you want to properly describe what he says?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's probably a good time to meet Ghost because he actually looks a lot better than he used to, but you don't know that. He has sort of almost wolf cut, banged middle part hair. These almost deep crimson. First, you thought they were brown, but they're actually like a red iris in his eyes. Pale skin with a small amount of scarring you can just see above his hairline. Wearing this what looks like a relatively fine and well-stitched heavy black cloak. The kind of thing you would see almost like a scientist or a doctor wearing, but toughened, extra layers into it with some very nice filigree around it. But that's currently spread open. The fact that we've been through a lot in the last hour or so since we've met. And you can see underneath he has these bandoliers of these various canisters strapped across his body with more of them around his belt, and just what looks like little knickknacks and tiny tools and tinkering equipment with these two dwarven style forging hammers sort of cross-sashed across his back, pistol at his side, and this very shiny briefcase that he seems to carry around in a gloved hand. Have we met Envy yet?
No.
Oh, very cool. About 3 foot in reality, 3'4" in about stature, but you can see he's also wearing heels that are about 4 inches tall, very cleverly disguised into his boots. Again, a bit of a mechanical contraption. And you see a likeness between some of the things that he's wearing and what you've seen on our mechanical tabaxi friend. But a very different style. But it has that very similar nature of this person has built these things. And he sort of looks at you with a slightly a discerning eye that almost seems to look frustrated, but you can also tell it's not malicious in any way. He's just suspicious of our new friend. As I imagine, similar glances come back my way.
Yeah, so as these glances happen, I'm just going to draw attention to one of the items you would have noticed for sure, Jaloo, with those two dwarven hammers. But yeah, let's play this out a little bit while the others are kind of recovering.
You know, the amount of blood on the floor means they're still not bleeding, right?
Well, did
Sorry,
you hear anything
bad
from down here?
joke. Yeah, you look, what happened? Are the rest okay?
Yes, bed bugs.
Takes Ghost a second, but you see that, like,
Big ones.
pleasant, I'm sure.
Did you hear anything from here? Anything coming up?
Probably worth mentioning at this point, Ghost, that to the west there are stairs descending. To what you hear, everyone heard it when they were in the room. Pots and pans and fire and steam, and it sounds like it is an active kitchen. But since you've taken watch for the party, nothing has come up the stairs. For context, at the end of last session, it was almost agreed that you would go investigate the kitchen. That staying up here would be too long, too kind of risky to do a short rest for an hour. But I'll kind of like let that come out on at this point as well. Remembering, Ghost, that you are at full health. Everyone else is a little bit more battered up.
Yeah. Are there any, on that note, are there any resources you want me to take off, or
No.
Okay, cool. No, nothing's changed. Just the same noises. Trying to keep our head about us. Question for the DM: are there elements of his uniform in particular that I recognize at all? Or is this just, I just see it as a military uniform, obviously, but is there any part of it where I go, I might have seen something like that before?
Yeah, give me a history check.
It's intelligence, right? So 16.
16. Look, you recognize it as and Jono, jump in if you want, but I would say that it is left over from the Great War. Like he said, it's heavily modified. I would say with a 16 that it does fit him well, but you probably can't tell if he's looted it at some point or just worn it for a long time. Like, yeah, but it's definitely from you've seen similar before, for sure.
Yeah, and you said all of the notable like patches and insignias worn over time.
Yeah, it's it doesn't look like it's been recently issued. It's been patched over time, like and definitely more looking like field repairs as opposed to it's been taken back into the I don't know, not what is it, not tailor, but whatever you, it looks more like these have been done either by him or just a quick little fix up job by someone at some point. So yeah, but still working very well. There's no real markings. It's not like you can see like like the New Zealand flag or something on it or whatever. It's
No worries. And how do you look right now that I'm actually getting a good beat on you? Like how, I'm asking like your vitality. Do you look rather injured?
I look I look like I'd still be able to function. I'd look. It's hard to say without like metagaming it and saying here's enough. I think I look better than maybe someone that's going to come down the hall. I'd say that.
Okay, sure. You mentioned as well just before you sort of caught yourself and standing up a little bit taller. I can see that.
Yeah, sort of like walked in a bit weary, and then upon seeing you, just like just automatically, just quickly like putting on that front kind of thing.
Well, you've been a great help to us so far. Any of those cuts or scratches looked at, just let me know.
Yes, thank you. Our paths align at the moment.
You mentioned you were looking for someone.
Yeah, I didn't hear if you'd heard of. I'm looking for a dwarf.
That fucking narrows it down.
Well, he's a bit cliched, but he's a forge master, and this is a forge, so I'm looking for Barlin's steel arm.
Ring any bells, DM?
Now, yeah, this was a check that was made on your behalf. That name does not ring any bells.
Nah. Well, sounds like you're in the right place.
Yeah.
And then I say in Dwarvish, is he an old friend?
Do you understand him?
I look. I mean, I feel like I'd recognize that it's Dwarvish or something, but I just look at you. So no, I don't speak Dwarvish.
Sorry.
What did you say about my mother?
Figured maybe you'd. Doesn't matter anyway. We should be careful. Why don't you hang out here for a second? I'll check on the others.
I think at this point they will start coming into the room. You see Puck, and behind is Hera and Molokov, and yes, the one that definitely looks worse for wear is definitely Hera. And it's also worth noticing that the zombie did not choose to jump. It carried on in the cart further into the mine. So we might have to deal with that later. But the rest of you guys come back in to Jalug and Ghost in this room.
With Patrick perched on the cart.
Patrick and Patrick the Second are both in the cart right now.
Yes. But Hera can no longer see.
There's definitely canon.
God damn it, why Hera? Come on. Look like you've been so tumble dry.
We will see him again. He's our friend for 24 hours, okay? We will see him again.
I don't mean him, I mean the profuse amount of bleeding coming from your forehead. Come here.
While you're doing that, Puck sort of has looked over and is like, our friend for 24 hours, does that mean that after 24 hours, it'll come to fight us?
You know, I'm not actually sure.
I roll my eyes and look at Molokov.
Never finished that chapter. I got a little, yeah. I guess, we'll find out.
90s sitcom tune.
Jolog, you see a strange sight where Ghost will actually walk over to our sorceress tabaxi friend, pull a canister out from inside his bandolier and attach it to another unit, which seems to have a rather gnarly looking needle on it, and then just jab it into the side of her neck.
Yes.
But at the simultaneously, you do see that one of the larger wounds on her forehead starts to close up a little bit and stops bleeding, almost like it's been healing for about 4 or 5 days.
Are you giving her actual hit points?
I'm giving her actual hit points. This is a
What-
cure wounds.
Nice.
You may have it.
How do I?
You do nothing. I'll roll the dice. You may have +4, 11 hit points.
Ooh. Well,
Right. So, further down, right?
suppose yes.
Yeah, as the conversation that kind of happened at the end of last session kind of ties in at this point, I think. From what I understood, a bit risky to rest here, especially with the 2 dead giants. You can't really drag them off behind a counter or anything. Would be to go further into the dungeon towards this kitchen of sorts, by the sounds of things. So what I'd like to do as you start heading down the stairs is, one, any preparations you want to do before heading down the stairs. You kind of go to the edge of them, and I don't know, distances. You can see the doorway quite far down, but you've got a bit of distance down those stairs to kind of get into marching order, prep anything, but it doesn't look like there's any doors at the bottom. It's just a big, it's a corridor that goes down, and you can see that orange glow coming out from the kitchen. So yeah, can I get a marching order and any preparations that anyone would like to do?
I'm pretty healthy and happy to go first.
Okay.
I'll spend a minute pulling Envy out of my briefcase. And this will be quite a fucking sight to see, Jaluk. Goes, puts the briefcase on the ground and clicks a couple of what you thought were just like inherent parts of the structure of the outside of this case. These little switches that sort of click in. There's a multi-switch pattern. And he kind of flips it open. You see it's full of these like clockwork-looking cogs and straps of metal, but right in the center is this sort of empty, hollow space. And from that space, a mechanical, like, poured arm crawls out, followed by seconds, and then the head of a mechanical wolf as it sort of climbs out of my bag of holding. I give it a pat on the head. Good to see you again, Envy. Right.
And by all kinds of purposes, it acts very puppy-like. It does a little run around ghost. It kind of like does that little hop too on its legs, and but all the gears are kind of working at the same time. So it's like, yes, it's also big enough for Ghost to ride on as well. So it's of wolf size, definitely wolf size rather than dog size, but it's got a very playful nature about it. Does that mean
That's
you're
all
going
mine.
second, Ghost?
Those are all my preparations. You know what? Fuck it. Yep. I'll point Envy in the direction of Hera. So Envy's gonna sort of stick where Hera's marching order is. But
Sure.
I will follow in behind our dear friend.
Fuck, cool. Who's next?
I'll go
Sure,
next.
why not?
I'll.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh.
We sort of both
Actually,
go
yeah.
to go, and I'll just go after you.
And I will, in that case, I'll crank another quarrel into the crossbow, basically, and
Nice.
just be ready. Yep. Not holding an action, just like I've got the crossbow out ready. That's it.
You'll crank another what into a who? Sorry.
Just getting the crossbow ready.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you notice that, like, along with this great sword, he's got a crossbow and maybe like a dagger or two, like, very, very adept for multiple situations. Which, yeah, kind of stems away from that militaristic soldier type and more into that almost utility, ready for anything type. As you unveil.
Ghost is getting this picture of like you were a military man, but you've just been traveling for a while now.
100%.
And that's what Ghost has picked up so far.
Okay. So, as you head down the stairs, the clanging of the pots, you hear the bubbling of water, the almost like the kettle at its peak going off, that whistle. And then you start hearing a voice. And it's almost melodic. It's almost singing in a way. But it's deep but soft. It definitely has some build to it, but it sounds cheerful in a way. And as you guys move down the stairs, the light kind of illuminates a bit more, and I'll say just before you hit the bottom, that's when the kitchen starts coming into sight. And you feel the heat. I don't know if you've ever like walked into a working kitchen before, but you open that door and that wave of heat kind of comes over you. Where is my little description here? So, standing between two pillars in the center of the room, there are two 10-foot tables, which seem to be used for food preparation. Ghost, it's probably worth noticing as well, even though you are a man of shorter stature, this table that the Hill Giants were on was just comically a little bit larger. The plates were just a little bit larger. Like if you held them, it would be like this. And you see all these vegetables and stuff, almost of a bigger size as well, which might have been farmed from the Yak village up top. Underneath the tables are cauldrons and pots of all different sizes. It's like they're stacked on that kind of like lean-to that shouldn't really make any physical sense, but it does. Above them, there are dozens of utensils hanging from chains and ropes. There's ladles and spatulas and knives and the such. And standing in front of a larger cauldron with an iron spoon, like a ladle, to her lips, sampling some soup of some kind, you see a red-headed female fire giant, which I do actually have a sort of the closest thing I could get to it. Checking the chat. As she takes a sip and goes, "Oh, Brimskar's done it again. Oh, they'll be singing for days about the soup I served tonight. Oh, yes, a bit more carrot and a bit more salt." And she grabs like a salt shaker that's probably the size of you, Ghost, and dashes a little bit into the cauldron. And you guys see this as we go to a new map. And she moves around the cauldron and grabs something off the shelf and adds it in. And what's worth noticing, so Puck, you probably see this first, is as she turns around and grabs a new ingredient, you see on her belt, she's got a big apron on and it's got splashes of stuff all over it, but she wears a belt around her waist, and on it is a circular iron ring with 3 iron keys dangling off it, clinking against each other. On the other side, she has 3 vials of what look like liquefied iron in it. Maybe they're like a 2-liter bottle of milk size, as they kind of jingle on the other side of her. And she also has here, what you probably notice, is a tome of some sort on like a rope around her waist, and she kind of flicks it up every now and again and checks something along the lines. It looks like some sort of recipe menu book of arcane nature. But as she goes and adds another new ingredient, I'd like to know what you would like to do as the party approaches the bottom of the stairs. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. It's very loud in here. Like, you know, it's moving around. There's pots boiling, bubbling, so it's kind of going. Even though she seems to be the only one. There is, sorry, just 2 things to notice. There is a door to the south, which looks like leads to a room, and there is an opening to the west, but you won't be able to see just quite what's down there yet. I'll reveal a little bit more. There you go.
Could you possibly reveal just like one more square of the doorway, just so I know where it is? It's just a little bit hard to see over the grid. Like the one
that
south. Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. I will just forget where it is otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hand up to everyone and then just sort of get us to back a few stairs back up, and I'll explain what I've seen. So there's a fire giant, I guess, but she seems to have the keys on her belt for the door back up the top. And some other vials, I'm not quite sure what they are, but there's liquid metal in them or something like that. Some kind of potion, or I'm not sure, but...
And a potato and a leek, and she carries on, just like humming it way out of tune as well. Like, just...
I'm not sure how we're going to get through here sneaking. I could try and steal the key, but otherwise I think we're going to have a fight on our hands, and some of us are not at 100%.
Perhaps not. She seemed busy, right?
Yes, but moving about, and it's a pretty open
Have
space.
a wild idea. You remember that necklace that I've given you a couple of times? Makes you difficult to track.
Yes, I'm wearing it.
I pull out something that's very familiar to you, Puck. It's a vial of essence of ether. What if she's preparing dinner? I mean, we could kill two birds with one stone here. Drop this into the soup.
But so anyone who drank the soup would then...
Take a nice nap. Worst comes to worst, she samples it in the kitchen, falls asleep, we take the keys and move on.
Well, sorry, whatever you said, the first part was lost to me.
Oh, sorry. They would take a nice nap. And worst comes to worst, you manage to get into the soup, she samples it in the kitchen, falls asleep, we take the keys and move on.
Anyone have any other ideas? I don't mind that.
No, that actually seems like quite a good idea. If we don't have to get our hands dirty as such. I mean, I feel a lot better than I was 10 minutes ago, but I do not want to get smacked by a big fire lady.
How long does the effect last?
Well, as a dose like this, approximately, give or take, 8 hours, but diluting it like this, I'm not an alchemist. Should at least give us a few minutes, at least, maybe 10.
What about, what if we added a little bit of herbal flavoring as well? And I'll look to the pouch that Molokov has of the wacky tobacco that we got from the Yakmin. The wacky yaki tobacco.
Oh.
Now, I have been sent an item block for that,
You sure have.
and I believe in that item block it says specifically smoked
It does.
to have the effects.
Yeah.
There is a
Yeah, look.
fireplace.
I think it said something about like it's a pleasant something when it's just eaten.
Yeah.
And then to have like the effect that you want it to happen is you have to smoke it.
Yeah, so look,
So we throw it
I'll
into a
say,
fire.
yeah, I'll say,
And look, the essence of ether is the same.
Molokov, you had that long rest afterwards. You could have studied this a little bit, whatever. What I'm going to say,
Studied it.
well, yeah, what I'm going to say is that you can have that stat block, but no one else can. So you can kind of describe anything that you might have worked out about it or whatever. You can use it like you're saying now. But that stat block is only going to stay with you, kind of thing. So you've got full vision of what it can do. Yeah.
I got to be honest, when I picked it up, I was thinking no further than he's going to want it someday after a really stressful
Yeah, and
Right.
then you remembered that I'm a DM that likes to
Yeah,
make things
yeah.
up. I was just like, I've got to give Ian a stat block now.
So
I did a lot of study
should
for that one.
Should we wait for other giants to come and eat this food, or should we just go for it now?
Well, I can keep you concealed for about an hour.
Just me.
So if you get close enough right before just you, unfortunately. I haven't managed to duplicate the device yet. It's fairly intricate. I won't bore you with the details.
And hoof
But
of
if you can get
cow
close
and
enough.
and a little bit of a horse. Where are those two buffoons? The break was over minutes ago.
I think we probably better just get her knocked out. She's
I
gonna
mean, in
think
that
we're
case, break the bottle in her face. It's up to you.
I like the idea of putting it in the soup. I mean, if it means someone else might come and try it later, and anyway. I'll take the bottle. Shall we put it in the food? All right. I
like it.
hope we've all got
Call
my
it a
back.
scientific experiment.
And Puck's going to try and sneak in and get up to where.
Oh,
where's the
wait.
pot?
Turn around.
Oh.
Turn around.
Turn around?
Just need to just. Where is it? Yeah. And you just watch as the image of Puck starts to shimmer, and then just kind of in hexagonal chunks, just disappears.
I love it.
I will cast invisibility on you, sir.
Well, that's fun. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try and sneak in.
Okay, so your idea is to go and try and sneak in and put this potion into the soup. The cauldron is quite tall. You would need to climb up on one of the tables, maybe, or a
I
chair.
have the boots of striding and springing. Could I jump over it?
Well, you could definitely jump over it. So what I'd like is a stealth check at advantage from you, please.
That's pretty damn good. Stealth at advantage is a 28.
28. You manage to get right into this kitchen, and as she moves around, you then see that, yeah, there's these 3 rooms up to the top. They look like preparation rooms for different sides and dishes and so on and so forth. Give me a perception check whilst you're in amongst it all.
Perception is a modified 20.
Modified 20. So, as you look up into these rooms, you see different preparation rooms. There's like cutting boards, potato peelers, all that stuff. But you do notice that around each of the preparation stations and cauldrons, the smoke seems to dance in a certain way, almost taking on a form every now and then going back to smoke. So that's something worth noticing. Behind her, you get a good look into this room to the west, and you see 3 probably 20-foot wide not cauldrons, but almost like I don't know, like holes in the ground that fresh water seems to be pouring in from the mountain above. It seems like it is a cooling room of sorts, as steam pumps out from it, as the water falls from the roof down into these cisterns almost, and then they obviously pump out throughout the mine. Maybe it's a water-cooled PC of sorts. She continues around the kitchen, moving. Boom, boom. The footsteps are stomping around. She stands maybe 15, 20 foot tall. But you go over and you've got a clear shot of the cauldron. So, how do you do this?
Puck's probably just like watching her and sort of, weaving back and forth, trying not to get stomped on and things like that. As she sort of, moves off to maybe get an ingredient or something like that, he's just sort of sees that, takes his opportunity. He's going to jump over the cauldron as he undoes the the stopper and pours it in as he sort of flips over it.
Okay. I'll say like maybe she moves down here and you see her push open a door without using the key. And you see that to the south, she goes into her pantry. And in the pantry there is, you only get a glance as the door swings shut, but there's an array of herbs, spices, ingredients. There's some glittering things in there and some shiny bits and pieces. This pantry could have been used to store all sorts of stuff, but the door swings shut and she comes back out, storming back to the cauldron, but you successfully pour in the, what is it? The oil of...
Essence of ether.
Essence of ether.
Essence of ether.
And the other thing I'm going to do while I'm there, I'm going to jump one way and do that, and then I'm going to jump the other way, go back to where I was, and I'm going to use some of my Heward's handy spice pouch to make the food taste really nice.
Wonderful. Wonderful. As you sprinkle this in, and she gets back to it.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Okay, sure. So this essence of ether, what does it require, Ghost?
Look, so probably would have been something that would have clarified. You know what this is, Puck, because you've used it before. This was the bottle that you threw into the portal to knock out all of the things that were coming into the new throne room. It generally requires to be inhaled.
Right.
So that obviously will have an effect.
Yep.
But
so I'm thinking, needs to be inhaled. This is quite a large creature. Being a
it's
giant.
a large creature and it's a very large pot of soup.
It is. So carry on.
The standard saves are DC 15 con save, or you become poisoned for 8 hours. The poison creature is unconscious.
Okay. So let's bring up her stat block. Okay. DC 15, you
Plus
say?
12 to Constitution. Yeah.
Alright, she doesn't get any extras or anything. It's just going to be straight Constitution. And she comes back and, she puts a little bit more ingredients in it and she brings up a ladle again and takes a sip. And you can see almost the smoke kind of moving around it as well. She takes a sip of it and see her stop for a second. Look down at the pot. Goes in for another one. And as she brings it up, you see the smoke coming out from around the fire almost stop and move to her side. And she goes, yes, that's not what I was expecting it to change to. Takes another sip. She rolled an 18 on the dice, plus 6 for Constitution. And she goes, something's not right. Who's messing with my soup? And she picks up the cauldron and looks under it. And as she does, you see 2 smoke mephits almost flicker out and run off to the side of the room. She plonks it down, looking round, and she goes, no, the recipe. And she picks up the book again and reads through it and goes, this is not right. Rimskara never messes up her meals. Oh, where are those 2 buffoons? And she calls out in giant here. She calls out 2 names up the stairs. You see she's getting quite flustered and frustrated now. Unfortunately, she does not get knocked out. She will...
It's kind of standing in the staircase.
Yeah, standing in the staircase. She looks up in that direction, and she's muttering to herself. You can see that she's got quite upset over this flavour, even though you enhanced it. Puck, it's not what she was expecting. She goes, oh, Brimskara never makes a meal wrong. The book has allowed us to make. Oh, the Duke will be unhappy. The Duke and his visitor will be unhappy. Oh, I just can't. This will not be served. This will not be served for the makes of. I have never failed a meal in my life. I will not be bested. She goes back into the pantry and comes back out. She's definitely in a fluster at the moment. But she's letting off little hints that this meal's kind of important. But no, unfortunately, Puck, you get back, whether you choose to, or you're still invisible for a decent amount of time. She is now storming around this kitchen. But good thinking. Just with a +6 to Constitution, that was going to be a very tough.
I will skitter back over to the rest of the crew, and I'll be like, I'm back, but that did not work. I think she's just too big, and it was too diluted. Doesn't seem happy, and she keeps calling out for those other two. I think we might just have to fight her. I can get a good hit in first if I stay like this.
We trap her somewhere.
You only stay like that until you get a good hit in, just
Yes,
so you're aware.
right. She's pretty big. I'm not sure how we're going to, force her to stay
The
somewhere.
idea.
I have this, and I'll pull out
if-
my movable rod. But I don't think she'll be able to break this. But I don't know if we can, put anything around it that she won't break. If that makes sense.
What if when you make your first strike, we all simultaneously make one strike against her? Element of surprise. She won't see it coming. She's flustered. I know
Yes,
some of
but
you will have to be closer, but
You will not all be able to sneak up to her. Remember how we tried that before, and it did not work.
we have range.
Yes.
I do not need to be right next to her to cause damage.
Yeah. I think we definitely need those keys. That's the other thing, is I could try and steal the keys, and then we could go back.
But if you steal them and she notices,
Yes.
This is a
She
very
also
big
mentioned
kitchen.
The Duke
Huge.
and his guest, so I'm not sure what that means, but something's expected.
Maybe you wait by that table that is closest to us, and the next time she comes around this side of the hall, you strike, and we charge.
Okay.
Oh, I hate it.
What were you going to say, Ghost? This is a big kitchen.
Oh, it's a big kitchen, and she's very distracted by her food right now.
She won't be
Potential
bested,
what we
she
could-
said.
We tried sneaking against the other giants we fought last time, and it did not go well at all.
Yeah,
So-
unfortunately,
sure,
you've got
sure.
two heavy armored friends now.
I was about to say we now
I'm-
have another disadvantaged stealth roller.
The party probably is a little bit against going for stealth again, 10 minutes
I
after it didn't
passed
work.
my stealth check, actually.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I'll
the
have
one
you
that
know.
made it.
Molokov just looks behind, do you hear that? Is that something?
Okay,
A
okay.
bolt just drops out
Clancy.
of his bag. Ding, ding.
Hear me out. She's busy. She's flustered. She's obviously mad about the soup. Sounds like she wants to try again. She said there was a pantry. That immovable rod maybe is not such a bad idea. If you can place that right at the moment that she goes into the pantry, that could give us just enough time to get across.
We still need their keys, though.
And we need the keys off her, and she'll just break the door down. She's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll lose my immovable rod as well.
I don't know about you. Have you?
Even if she does not break the door down, I imagine a lady of that stature can make a fair bit of noise. I would rather.
I think what Molokov said is probably our best bet. I'll make a strike, and you all either shoot something at her or jump in with me.
All right. Best bet, I guess.
All right.
I
I'm
think
going to
so.
go back in while I'm invisible.
Don't get me wrong. Whatever takes us to the next one.
Okay, so what my understanding is you are waiting until she makes a move around that side of the table.
Yeah, somewhere around there or around
Yeah,
here
yeah.
or something like that. And I'm assuming these guys are all going to move a little bit closer.
You see them going back up the stairs.
Don't know if I can solo her.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Puck. But okay. If everyone wants to move
one
where
more
they
thing.
need to, yeah, go
Before
on.
I go, I'll mention the smoke methods.
Good thinking.
And given she's a fire giant, I don't know what their relationship is, but there might be. The faster we get this done, the better.
Okay.
So yeah, feel free to move
I look back to the
anywhere
rest of the party.
behind
Do you guys-
here.
Should we have Jalug and I at the front?
Do you guys want to hit harder? Yeah, why not? I lost me.
There you are.
Get out of it.
It's a little cute little dance you guys are doing. A waltz should be playing.
Pretty sure I fit underneath Hera's hip height,
Probably.
in between the legs.
Okay, so
Heyo.
this is you guys probably see the rest of the room now as well pretty clearly. Those cisterns at the back, the storerooms up the front, and the pantry to the south. Puck, whilst waiting there, you will also see that there is a door here as well. I'm just going to reveal it a little bit more so you can see that. But that one appears to have no locks on it either. Kind of swings through. Sorry, it does have a lock on it to go through. The pantry is the only one that doesn't. So, what's going to happen is she is flustered. She is checking this book, this tome on her. She's reading through. You hear that the singing has stopped, and she's getting quite frustrated. As she starts moving around, you see that she's obviously coming to not getting any ingredients or anything, but it looks like her focus is on the stairs. And when she gets to about here, she calls out before anyone moves. And she calls out something like, "You two idiots, get down here. I can't be embarrassed in front of the Duke. I need all the help I can get on making this meal. Get your asses down here now!" And then she steps next to you, Puck.
All right. Puck is going to hop onto the table and then jump up, and he's going for the jugular with his rapier.
Sure. I guess you can roll for an attack then.
Cool. And I will be at advantage because I'm invisible.
Absolutely will.
It's a shame you're not an assassin subclass.
I know. There would have been huge damage. So with the rapier, that is a 24 to hit.
That will hit. Do you want to put any more damage, any more hits into this? Or are you just going to do damage at a time? Because remember, as soon as you do damage, she's going to be aware that you're there.
I think it's as soon as I make an attack, so I will be
Okay.
visible as soon as the sword enters her neck, I guess.
Sure.
So that's my damage plus sneak attack damage.
Uh-huh.
And that is, as I pull this back out, 5, 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 23.
23 points of damage. Alright, as you come up and you stab into her, she goes, "Oh!" And she flicks off. She doesn't go for an attack or anything, but she flicks around behind her and goes, "Oh, what the hell was that?" Is anyone else acting at this point, or do you want to take the rest of your surprise turn?
I would still like to use the rest of my
Yeah.
surprise turn.
Go for it.
Does she have a reaction in a surprise turn?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, cool.
So
Then
what
I
we'll do is we'll
will-
do everyone's thing, and then we'll roll initiative.
Yeah, cool. All right. It's basically, I was like, do I need to use my bonus action to disengage or not?
Gotcha.
As a cunning action. But if I don't need to do that, I will then shoot with my hand crossbow. So he's stabbed in, and then his knees here, feet here, and pushing away. And as he falls away, he's going to shoot with the hand crossbow.
Uh-huh.
And that is it might not hit. That's only a 7 on the dice with the hand crossbow. That's 16 to hit.
16 will not hit.
Cool. As I sort of I'm falling backwards, I miss that shot, and it just goes past, and I'm gonna flip backwards and land on my feet. Other people are probably about to charge in. I think I am gonna back up though. I'm gonna go back to here.
Yep.
Use the last little bit of my movement, and then that will be my turn.
Okay. Yeah, you see her. It really stunned this hit on her neck, and flicks around and goes, "What the heck?" Is she almost looking around, like a chef has seen a rat in the kitchen, and is just fuming as she spins around. There's a crossbow bolt in the ceiling. She's still confused on what's going on. So everyone else can kind of act now. Let's just go in order of who's in line. So Molokov, anything you would like to do? You got a surprise round, basically.
Yeah, I think rather than making an attack,
Puck's like,
Molokov
hold on.
is-
Can I refer you to the plan, please?
Well, considering how hurt he is, I think what he's going to do is try a different little tactic. So, Molokov would have been sort of waiting there with his. There would have been almost a grenade-looking thing on his belt, and he would have been sitting there with the pin in his hand. And then, as he sees Puck strike, he'll pull it, and smoke starts pouring out. And starts taking the shape, and 3 more Molokovs
Nice.
sort of stand next to him, and then all 4 of us charge, and I'm just going to be screaming at her.
Okay.
Casting mirror image.
Yeah, love it, love it.
All of us shield up, charging forward.
Do you want to just go straight next to her?
Yep. I just kind of. Yeah, I'll leave that spot to the south for Jalug. Yeah, I'm trying to make it almost like a shield wall.
Yep.
For the ranged people.
Nice, good thinking. You run up and all 3 Molokovs are like moving at the same time. And, she swatted this thing away, she's looking at the thing, and then the Tabaxi's running in, and she just looks down at you like, what the fuck is that? It's almost more confusion than anger as you run towards her like, ah! Jaluk.
Not to be outdone by smoke people, Jalug is going to run in with the sword butt, and is just going to try and take a couple of swipes at it.
Okay.
For the sake of what I want to do, if we could just break this order a little bit. As soon as I see,
go for it. That, my plan is amazing to run in and hit. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm not running. So while you're running, from the background, I toss a canister up towards her. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire the minute I see Puck reappear. And see if I can catch her in a Fairy Fire.
Now, what save is that?
It is a Dexterity 15.
Okay, not as good at those as she is with Constitution. But that is a 19 on the dice. -1, so 18.
That's a shame.
Definitely worth a shot.
As you were, Jalou.
Jalou, go for your attacks.
Yeah, just swing two normal attacks. Well, they're both going to miss. I rolled 3 on both of them, so yeah, that's not going to get to 16.
Nice. As you run up, and Bolokov's running up on the other side of it, she kind of steps to the side, and your sword boom, boom, goes into the ground.
Yeah.
Again, she's looking down, being like, "What in the world is?" A puff of pink smoke goes past her. She's just absolutely visibly confused. Hera, you're the last to go here on the surprise round.
Yeah. So I think I'm and Harry fucking changing between what I want to do.
Walk us through the thought process.
Yeah. Well, she's seems to be very constitutious. Not that I know that specifically, but as a hearty lady, I've seen these things. She withstood the sleeping spell, or the sleeping potion, and see ghosts try and get something going, and she seems to shake it off.
Yeah, it seems like she's very like almost. I don't want to use the word mechanically, but she's very resistant to these small kind of blips and blops that are coming towards her.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was gonna do that because I know Markov isn't super healthy, but I know I should do that instead.
Molokov, she's also standing right next to a table as that flashback comes into your head. Ghost, Molokov got hit with a table last combat.
Oh,
Oh, actually, you know what I can
Like,
do?
did like over half my HP.
Seeing, actually, no, I'll be racing through my mind. Do I cast a spell? What's the best? See Mark running with all these duplicates, knowing that there's lots of little things around her. And I'll think back to Puck becoming visible and how he got away from her without her really knowing what was going on. So I'm going to use my movement. I'm going to go 15 feet. I'm going to run like through Jaloo over to there.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Bold.
and as I'm sort of running, this green energy is going to be sort of curling around my claws, and I'm going to just take like two claws up into the air and try and get like a swipe across like the back of her calf, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Oh, good move. Good move. All right, roll for attack.
Okay, cool. I know she's massive. No, he's not quite opposite. I was going to say, do I get flanking? But
It's not
it's not
flanking on
opposite.
this one, sorry.
No. And I know she's quite big. I wasn't sure how that worked with larger creatures. That's a good roll. 25 to hit.
Wow, that is a good roll. Your claws really take a dig. Yeah, she's got this like thick leather apron on, but like behind that, yeah, her legs are quite bare. She's wearing maybe like sandals or something, as it is really hot in here. Go for damage on that.
Nice. So that's going to be 16, 30. That's going to be 37 necrotic damage.
Ooh. Solid hit. Yeah, as she sees all these things running around her. Oh, can we get a hot check from Alex, please? This claw rips through her calf, and as it does, the blood almost rots as it starts spilling out as well. And she falters down, and she's now surrounded by all these little creatures. And yeah, that definitely did a big swing on the hurt chart.
Yeah, there's like almost this where the claws were the scarring is almost like this decayed, infected scarring instantaneously. And then I'm going to use my feline agility to fuck off another 30 feet. And I'm going to run over to that table over there.
Yeah, love it.
Sweating.
Yeah. Surprise round, she doesn't get reactions, but she is now aware that these creatures are in here. She goes, "Oh, without your help, I'll do it myself." And she just grabs one of the big kind of cleaving knives off the table, and we're going to roll for initiative as we are 100% into combat here. So let's go like this. Oops. There we go. And as she says, "I'll do it myself," she'll pick up this cleaving knife and kind of slam it on the table. And as you do, you almost feel all the fires in the room ignite a little bit. And sure enough, the 5 smoke methods will appear.
Oh, fuck.
Which Puck did warn you about. Four smoke methods. No, 5, there he is. Trying to find him on the map. Add a turn there. Okay, so V doesn't get one. She gets 17, which is pretty high. Let's go, Ghost.
Ten.
Malikov.
3.
Hera.
16.
Huck, you've entered. Jaluk, you've entered. And Smoke Methods are going on a 5. Alright, well, not great news. She's way towards the top there. But, Huck, you get another turn first. So, what's going to happen?
Yeah, so Puck's going to land, look a little disappointed that he missed his shot, and then he's going to... He's going to shoot again. Oh, do I move in? Molokov's with... Yeah, that's within 5 feet of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is Jaluk.
I think I'm gonna move down to here, back into melee, and I'm gonna attack with my rapier again. And that's flanking.
That is, yep.
Yep, cool. So take my advantage. That's a 23 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Oh, sorry, it was a 22. All right, and I'll pump sneak attack into this.
Uh-huh.
And that is not good. There's 2s and 1s in that. 7 plus 5, so what was that? 12 points of damage.
Yep.
And then I'm going to... Little methods are going to be a pain in the ass, aren't they?
Mm.
I'm going to shoot the one between Hera and I. On there.
Yep.
So I'll just hand crossbow shoot that one. That's a... Hand crossbow, hand crossbow, hand crossbow. That's a modified 20 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Sweet, that's full. That is a... That's 12 points of piercing.
Nice. Crossbow flicks through, rips one of its wings apart, and as it does, you see smoke almost like do that whirlwind circle thing as planes fly through. You rip half of it apart. Half being the operable word there. But it's still standing.
Yeah. I think that's my whole turn.
Okay. Stabbing, slicing, and shooting out to the method, Brimskara will kind of turn around and look at everything around her and go, "Oh, you're not the help I ordered!" And she'll reach down and grab one of the 3 vials and pop the cork as she drinks a potion. As you see a sheen of almost iron reflection cover her skin. And that is all she will do this turn. Harry, you're up.
Right. Oh, there's a lot of little methods around. Oh, no. I suppose that one in front of me just took damage, didn't it?
It sure does.
So I will sort of see these smokes come out. Hopefully they sort of have her under some control. I'm just going to cast a... I think I'll Toll the Dead on the method.
Yep.
So wisdom save, please, sir.
Wisdom straight roll. 2.
You'll take 13 necrotic damage.
Nice. As you see this reverberation ring around it, the smoke almost does that frequency thing that all of them line up into certain rows, and then this thing just disintegrates. But you do notice that everything within 5 feet of it gets enveloped in smoke for a hot second, and then it disappears.
Interesting. Be careful, the smoke is hot. And I'm going to. Move over to here.
Yeah, note that there is one behind you as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to run over to here, 25 feet, and just sort of get in that doorway.
Nice. As you kind of push open the doors into the pantry, you notice all range of foods and wonders in here. There's cases of flowers and herbs and spices, and there's dried meats, and it's a very wondrous place for Hera to look.
Yeah, a little bit distracted for a second, and then remembers what's going on. Shake it off.
Cool. As you do that, Jaluk, you ready your stance again as she pops this cork and drinks this potion, and you see that her skin almost gets this iron sheen to it. You're up.
Do I have... You play flanking, so do I have advantage? Is that what you're saying?
Yep,
or...
from Puck
okay,
you've got
sweet.
advantage, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm going to take an attack. That is a 21.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
I expect it. And... Oh, yeah, damage... 2. That is 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And
As you
again.
swing in your sword with a hefty cleave, as you do, you see it kind of just clink against her skin and scratch off, and she doesn't take all that damage. She'll take some, though.
Yeah, I'll go again.
Uh-huh.
That is a 17.
A 17 will hit, yes.
And that is 12 points of damage this time.
Nice. Once again, swing through, and your blade just doesn't sink in like it should do, and just leaves a scratch along her leg.
And yeah, I'm just, as much as possible, getting there ready to try and do some blocking. But yeah, that's
it. Cool. That brings us to Ghost. For any that have been in the kitchen and burnt their hands on an oven or cut their finger while doing a carrot slice or something, these potions might be very helpful when you're preparing lots of food at once.
Sounds about right. Dear Lord. Not really noticing this. I think I'm just going to go for the first thing that Ghost was planning. He's quietly sitting in the staircase. Everyone runs in. That fairy fire goes off, and immediately he's just going, "Oh fuck, oh shit, we could have done so much, but I'll fire 2 shots off with my pistol."
Nice, go for it. Jalug, you would have seen
2 shots.
You would have seen these contraptions around. They're not uncommon in this world. Gunfire, but it definitely reminds you of the pinnacle of technology in the war is where this was heading, kind of thing. Like, they're not common around the Empire, but yeah, seeing someone use them again kind of reminds you of that time. But go on, Ghost.
Yeah. And this one's extra weird. You can see that there's some few additions to it, and it kind of glows red right before firing. Some of the mechanisms almost seem to turn themselves as it fires off. But anyway, first shot is a wrong tab. That is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
That'll hit. That is 10 points of piercing.
Nice. You
Magical
see
piercing.
the bullet should find its place, but it bounces off, and she takes a scratch from it.
Yep. And do it again. 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit. Go for damage.
That's a little better. That's 13 points of piercing damage.
Once again, does definitely leave a scratch, but not as much as you were expecting.
Okay. And I'll just send Envy in. Coming in right next to Jalug. We'll just take a bite action.
Go for it.
No additional modifiers. That's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
And 10 points of force damage.
Nice. As she bites in, this teeth kind of sink in and then can't quite get a grasp, and she backs off again, and you can see the teeth imprints, but unfortunately not as much damage as she was expecting.
Even force damage. That's awful. All right, I'll take one half step forward and holster my pistol while pulling out this very long-looking coiled contraption off my back, and that will be my turn.
Nice. That brings us to the Mephits. This one is definitely going to come at you, Hera, and make a... What do? They do claw attacks. So... that's a 17 here.
Sorry, how many? 4.
No, a claw attack.
Oh.
17 will hit, yeah.
And that'll be plus. So that'll be 4 points of slashing damage.
Slice and dice.
And then what we'll do is we'll come in for 1, 2 on Molokov and Puck. And then this one's going to try and come its best down here. So attack on Molokov is a 15, so that won't hit. And attack on Puck is a 15 as well.
Which will miss.
Miss. Come in. These things are swiping around you. You're noticing them behind you, but you manage to fence them off. That brings us to Molokov's turn.
Cool. Yeah, I imagine like almost just one of the illusions is just sort of facing off against the smoke method.
Oh, should I have rolled at disadvantage for that?
No, it's a thing if they hit.
Oh,
and there's another roll that I do.
Gotcha.
That either means they hit me or they hit one of the copies. Speaking of hitting, I'm going to try and hit him twice. In fact,
the giant or the method?
Sorry, the giant.
Yep.
I am half ignoring the method for now.
Yep.
So that'll be a 22 to hit.
That'll hit for sure.
For 8 points of thunder damage. I imagine it'll be the same as force.
Nice. Boom! Bounces off a little bit, and the thunder rockets around the room, but unfortunately not full damage.
Metallic, you say? Makes him think, but he is still swinging that arm again. That's even higher, like a 24.
Yeah, go for damage.
For only 5 points this time.
Again, you kind of like glance off with the knuckles, and it only just leaves a little scratch. That's not damage at all.
Getting a little bit frustrated at that. She is large, correct?
She
Not
is
huge.
Yeah, she's large.
All 4 of the Molokovs shield first, just try and charge into her. And that'll be contested athletics. I'm going to try and knock her to the ground.
Sure.
Oop, that popped off the table. It's not bad. I imagine her strength is pretty good, but that's 23 from me.
With a 26 opposed, you smack into her, and just she doesn't even budge.
Right, it's all right.
Giving Molokov a bit of like a, oh yeah, okay, all right, let's reevaluate the size here. This is not just a soldier or whatever. Cool. That brings us to top of the round though. Puck, you're up. Method at your back. Giant at your front.
Puck doesn't like something sneaking up behind him, so I think he's going to focus on hitting that.
Okay.
There's enough people already hitting the other thing. So he wants to thin the ranks a little bit. So I'm going to...
You know what I'm going to say quickly, sorry, is that those pillars are actually a thing. So it's going to be there. Doesn't change anything,
Sure.
but yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to. I'm going to steady aim, and I'm going to hit the one that's just was attacking, swung at me.
Yeah.
So that'll give me advantage. An 18 on the dice. 26 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
I'm going to throw my sneak attack into. I think I throw my sneak attack into that because I want to get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
That's not bad. That is 4, 12, 14 plus 20. 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Nice. As you cut through this thing, it kind of just keeps its form. It's very on its last legs.
Puck sort of like rolls his eyes a little bit, and is going to shoot it with a hand crossbow.
Sure.
Try and finish it off. Does a 17 hit,
17 absolutely hits.
and that is 9 points of damage.
Nice. As Volokov, you charge into this giant and look back and see Puck actually dealing with the pest at his back, shooting into it. As you do, Puck, you fire this last shot, and the smoke once again does that whip around, and poof, it erupts in smoke. And I would like you to roll me a d4, please.
1.
As the smoke gets in your eyes, you are blinded for 1 round.
Okay. That's my turn.
As everything goes dark. Now, having hits from all sides, Brimskara kind of rears up and looks around, looks at everything that's going on, and goes, "Oh, you're not going to help. You get out of my kitchen!" And she is going to move behind the cauldron here, provoking any opportunity attacks that anyone wants to take.
I don't know if I can have one because I'm blind.
I think it'll be
Or
a
is it just a
disadvantage.
disadvantage?
Yep.
I will. Yeah, I'll swing.
So we'll just go around clockwise. So, Puck, you go.
And then question: does the disadvantage cancel out because she was flanking or not?
No, she's on the move, so I'm going to say that's just a straight
But
roll.
it's from the point where she moves from, so it's okay. I'm just checking.
Just go at disadvantage.
Yep, cool. That's a natural 1, which I will re-roll because I'm a halfling and I'm lucky.
Maybe blind,
That's better.
but you got
That's a
luck.
10 and an 11 for a total with the rapier of an 18 on the lowest.
Yep, go for damage. Even though you're blind, you can still hear it moving. You reach out your sword. It must hit something.
Yeah. Just take a wild swing. That's 11 points.
All right. You do feel it connect, but obviously not as hard.
It's silvered, if that makes any difference.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. No.
All good.
Molotov, you want to take a hit there?
I will, and that'll be 19.
19. Yeah,
19 to
that hits. Go for damage.
For another 5 points of thunder damage.
Yeah. Again, just barely getting her. Envy, want to take a bite?
No. It's Envy's instinct, so yep. That is a natural 1, and because I'm not a halfling, or Envy is not a halfling either. There we go.
Just doesn't quite. It snaps out, doesn't catch her. And Jalug, are you going to take a attack opportunity?
Yeah. I'm going to use Great Weapon Master as well, just because. So it's -5, but plus so it'll be +1. 17.
That'll hit.
Awesome.
Oh.
So that is. Add +10 to
Oh yeah,
that.
revealing to Ghost what you actually are slowly. Everyone else figured it out.
Yeah. So yeah, you add 10. That is 19 points of damage. That was good.
Nice. Big hit, but again, glances off a little bit, still doing a bit of damage. As she, boom, boom, walks past around the table, turns around, and lifts up her leg and just Sparta kicks this cauldron in your direction as the water flows out along the floor. And I would like everyone from this point to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution save. Okay.
I'm going to say Ghost. It doesn't go up the stairs. But you'll need to make one for Envy.
Okay. Can we even have Constitution?
Surely just has a straight Constitution roll.
It's just +2. 16 for Envy.
16, yep.
I got 23.
Nice. Markov?
24. Haha.
And then
Oh, no.
Puck, we will wait till it gets back. Okay, so you
Sorry,
will pass.
19 for Envy.
Yep, you will pass.
Cool.
So the total damage is 18 points of fire damage, so you will take half of that. As the boiling water rushes around your feet and you kind of start moving around, but you are still standing in it. That is her action. She's drunk a potion, she's spilled the soup. Hera, you have a method in your face, and you are not starting your turn in boiling water.
Yeah, but I do have a method in my face, and she did just pick hot water all over my buddies. So, what do we have? What are you reckoning? What are we thinking? She's gonna save that. I suppose. Yeah, maybe not resistant to that. From the doorway, probably have been sort of trying to watch what's been going on, seeing this like metallic sheen on her skin. I'll sort of think about that, and I will take a step forward just so I'm not getting out of combat with this guy.
Yep.
And I will just pull my wand out, and I'm just gonna this arc of like greenish lightning sort of energy, and I'm gonna cast a ray of sickness.
Oh,
The fire giant.
nice. Is that an attack roll?
It is for a 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Nice. So we're gonna go. Not great. A 12 poison damage.
12 poison damage as the ray of
Yeah.
sickness takes hold, and you see I don't know, when it hits, maybe it like emits some sort of smoke or something. You see as it heads towards her nose, that sheen flicks over and she doesn't take as much damage as you think.
What? You fucking fuck. Oh, that's disappointing.
Before you carry on here, Puck, can you make your Constitution save, please?
Con 16.
That's fine. So you take half damage. So I think that was about 8 fire damage.
And it was fire damage?
Yep.
It was 18 total, so it's 9, and I take half fire damage because I have resistance to that thanks to Ghost at the moment.
Nice.
So I take 4 points of damage.
Nice.
Cool.
Carry on, Hero.
I give you resistance to fire damage. Interesting. Okay.
It runs back to tell you.
Yes.
Cool.
Anything else, Hero? Bonuses,
Yeah,
movements? This thing's still in your face.
Nah, I will Oh yeah, I'll just sort of get myself back down, sort of into the doorway,
Yeah,
so
nice.
that I'm a little bit less in her vision and only really dealing with the method.
Yeah, she definitely noticed you there.
Which is still in my face.
Um,
Yeah.
that was a, poison damage attack, definitely noticeable. But cool, as you cast those. So Jalug, as you start your turn, can I get another con save, please?
Uh, 24.
24. So half, you take 5 points of fire damage.
Yeah, that's not good. Jalug is going to get out, move out of that space pretty quickly, I think.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to, I guess, run up to the giant and take a couple more swings.
Go for it.
That is a natural 20.
Here we go.
And a natural 1. So, so one of them hits.
One of them hits.
So that's full damage.
Yep.
Plus the dice again.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. So that is 24 points of damage.
Nice. You find her like a really good spot, like behind her like knee or something. Again, the cut isn't as deep, but it's definitely a good hit.
And because of the great weapon, if I make a crit, I can bonus action make another attack. So I'm going to do that.
Nice.
That is a 17.
A 17 will hit, yes.
What's I reroll 2s. Hey, 12. So 6. That is 15 points of damage then.
Nice. Cutting in, trying to do as much damage as you can, whilst seeing that she is resisting quite a lot of it.
Yeah. And I think that's it. 1, 2. I guess I could just move to there.
Nice.
And that's it for my turn.
As you see Hera behind you, kind of fighting off this method, you come in and kind of cut off the giant. But that brings us to Ghost's turn. As you see in front of you at the bottom of the stairs, this bubbling, boiling hot water.
There sure is. I think my best option is still to run through it. Yeah, how high up do you say the tables are? They're about 10 feet, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's still my best bet to attract some attention to myself. I will... Hot shoes. All right. And just take a bolt through the boiling water.
Yeah, it doesn't
and try and
go
get myself up onto this table.
Nice. That's a con save, please.
Sure is. Good at those. Plus 15.
15 is what you needed. You can take 4 points of fire damage.
4 points. Very good. Ouch. And what's sitting above her at the moment? So there's all sorts of chains and utensils, but is there like one central rack that looks like it's supported, or just many chains?
There's many chains, many ropes. They've all got sharp objects, blunt objects, all over them. But carry on with your train of thought.
No, I don't think it's not like there's a chandelier hanging in the middle of the room, so I'll abandon that idea, especially because I'm holding a lightning gun at the moment. So instead, I will take one knee, load up 4 charges, or full charge, on the railgun, and take a shot at her.
All right. Yes,
Is she wearing anything metal?
They found it in a lab underground, Jono. It's quite a cool contraption. As you see, like this, like almost like think of like a hunting rifle, and it's almost got like coils hit to it, and this energy starts charging around and around it as Ghost lines it up, and it powers itself up. She's not wearing any metal, unfortunately. No.
That's cool. That's fine.
Her metal skin isn't
right.
metal?
Unfortunately, no, it does not count as metal. It has an iron sheen
metal.
to it.
Yeah. Let's make an attack.
I'm just
It
going.
is-
I'm basically going off. The potion's syrupy liquid looks like liquefied iron.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know what that is. One or two things.
Yeah.
Both of them suck.
They're great.
What is my... How do I attack with this again? It's the same as my spell attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, spell attack. So that is... Sorry. Many pages. Plus 7 to hit, so 18.
18 will hit. Finds its mark.
18 will hit. So that's going to do. That's a good roll. And that's not bad either. So 8 and 6 is 14, plus 12 is 26 points of lightning damage.
26 points of lightning damage. Even though you do see that iron sheen flicker around her body, that's a big hit as she kind of like takes a stumble back, grabs her chest that it hit in, and she takes half that damage. But still a big hit. Stumbles a bit and gives a cough.
So that iron sheen that she has, that's even magical damage.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know what that potion is.
And she's got 2 more on her belt, by the way.
Great. Awesome. For my extra attack, I will simply drop the lightning gun and let it sling and pull my pistol to make that second
Yep.
extra attack instead.
Roll to hit.
So that's going to be... So this is really hard to read. It's a 12 on the dice, so it's plus 7, so 19 to hit.
19 will hit, yes.
And 1d10. Roll 10. No. So that is plus 5. That is 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice. She takes half as the bullet pierces off, and she is now focused on this gunslinger standing on her table. Half your foot in like a potato
that's
mash.
Yeah. Because a mechanical wolf will run across the room. I suppose also has to roll another con save.
Yes.
Yep. That is only a 7, so that's not good.
Oh no. That'll be 14 points of fire damage.
Gross. But we'll take a bite. Another one at our big friend. Much better. 22 to hit.
That'll hit. Give damage.
For only 5 points of force damage.
Nice. All right, that brings us to the methods. As one is on Molokov, one will come into. Puck again? Yeah, I think so. You know what? No, it's going to see that this one's taking shots and come to Ghost. And then stay on Hera as well. So we'll go top to bottom. So Molokov. Natural 2, that won't hit. Ghost. 16.
Hits just.
That is 4 points of slashing damage.
Done.
And Hera. That is a 14. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. That is my AC.
Cool. So you will take 5 points of slashing damage.
How are you, Hero?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good.
So
I got healed up a little bit after the fight last time. and
Nice.
then healed by you again today. Yeah.
Scratching at your back, Molokov, and you feel the heat coming from under this boiling water. It is your turn. Can I have a con save at the start, please?
Sure can. 20 something.
Easy. That's half at 5 points.
Cool. Lovely. Question number 1.
Yes.
How I know she's taking half hits and she's definitely resisting a lot of what we're doing. How's she looking at this point?
She's looking beaten, a little bit beaten. I would say around the halfway mark.
Sure.
The scratches and stuff are building up. The burns, the lightning scars and stuff, they're building up.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try and throw this one off me before I run towards it. So I'm going to take a swing at him.
Sure, go for it.
The method next to me. Well, didn't get against her, but I'll take a natural 20 against one of them.
For sure.
So 8 plus 12. So 17 points of thunder damage.
17 points of thunder damage. Still standing, but it's definitely the majority of it's gone.
Sweet. I will take one more swat at it.
Yep.
Oh, that's a D8. You don't roll that to attack. Oh, not as great. That's a 13 to hit.
13 is enough. Go for damage.
Ah, lovely. So that'll be 7 points of thunder damage.
Perfect. Can you roll me a d4, please?
Yep, I sure can. That's a 2.
You are blinded for 2 rounds as the smoke erupts in your face and gets in your eyes.
Awesome. If I can still, considering it was going to be my plan, if I still know the direction, I will run towards straight east towards her.
Yep. You just want to go your full 30 feet?
Oh, sorry, straight west. Yeah.
It'll take you to there.
West.
Sure, you might bump
Street.
into Puck, or as you run past, bump into a table leg. But you
also blind.
And all 3 of your copies are like also just running into things just as they're going. Cool, but that will get you out of the hot water, as it was.
Go for that.
Sweet, 1 round is over. Puck, your vision comes back to you.
I haven't been blind for a round yet. So is it at the start of my turn or the end of my turn? I was blinded for 1 round, and I haven't had a round while I've been blinded.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead of time. Yes, you're blinded for this round, and then it'll be gone.
Yeah. And that water that's splashed all over the floor, obviously I can't see it, but like, is it receding at all?
No, it's kind of just sitting there. But it is the start of your turn, so you'll need to make a con save. No,
19 on the dice.
Cool.
21.
So that's half. So you take 4 points of fire damage, which is halved again, so 2.
2. Yeah, cool. All right. And then I'm blind,
Yes.
but I can feel the hot thing on my feet.
Yep. You can hear Ghost is battling with something just out of up from you. We're going to count that as like the same square. Like, you can attack it from here if you want to. It's kind of just up a little bit.
I think I just need to get out of this hot water. Is probably what Puck's thinking. He's blind and he's being hurt by something, so we're just going to try and move.
Okay.
I'm going to roll a d8, and I'm going to move in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go clockwise. What's that? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is straight onto Ghost. Which I assume, I mean, I can move through an ally's square, so I'll probably move through him and go. Yeah, I don't know.
Straight down.
Is that still? Can I be?
You can
on
climb.
the table there,
yeah,
or-
let's say you climb up on the table, kind of thing. You hear Ghost fighting. You like feel around to see what's going on. You see that he's on the table, and maybe you kind of flick yourself under the table onto the other side, or however Puck does it. But yeah, you can get up onto the table out of the water.
Yeah. I guess I'm aware that I'm aware that Ghost is fighting something, so I guess I'll swing
Okay.
at it.
It'll be at
as I kinda move
disadvantage. Yep.
through. Yeah, disadvantage.
To your left.
I think it would have been to my right, but it's okay. As I came down the thing. That's fine.
The blinded person corrects Ghost. He's like, I think you're fine, actually.
Yeah. Well, the other side is it doesn't matter.
A real neat trick
that
is if you
one
hold your
disadvantage,
hands up,
that
you can
is
actually
a
see
19
which
to hit.
is. Sorry, say again.
Even with disadvantage, that's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's damage. Go for it.
12 points of piercing.
Nice. Swing, you've obviously made contact with something. It hasn't killed it, though.
Then I'll shoot it again. I'll having now kind of gotten a sense of where it is.
Uh-huh.
I'll do another disadvantaged attack roll. That's a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Unfortunately, one of them was a nat 20, which
Oh,
would have been real nice.
that's all right, though. Go for damage.
That's just d6. That's 11 points of piercing.
Nice. As Ghost is kind of giving you directions, even though they might be a little bit off, that first rapier strike, you find your target, flick up the crossbow, shoot it again. And as things start to come back to color, they go black again, as I need both of you to roll a d4, please.
Cat.
2.
Also a 2.
So you are both blinded for 2 rounds. Lovely. I think we're... Yeah, very interesting you had that thought, Ghost, as you see Brimskara kind of like rearing up from this lightning attack. Everyone's coming at her again, and she'll kind of look past everyone at these two on the table that are cutting away at the smoke methods and have shot that lightning hit, which was one of the stronger hits that had hit her over the round. And she looks up at the 2 lines of rope with all the knives hanging on it, and she just cuts both of them. So you run in a straight line from her, which will be Envy, Ghost, and Puck. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As this rope of knives just falls to the table.
24.
Nice.
Dexterity save?
Yes.
Christ. That's 8 for Envy and an 11 for me.
Okay, so you and Envy take 12 points of piercing damage as the 2 lines of knives almost do like that thing, you know, when a rope bridge falls and like the start of it goes and these knives go boop, 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 along the table and head into you. Puck, you hear it coming, even though you're blinded, and jump to the side. It just cuts down to your leg and you take half damage at 6.
Can I use my reaction to flashbang her?
You sure can. How does that look?
She needs to make a con save.
Okay. Con's fine. Oh, it's low on the dice, plus... What was it? So 16 total?
Ah, pieces. Yeah, it passes.
Passes, yeah.
Yeah, as he's
It would
not...
only have been fair if she'd been blinded too, but anyway.
That's fair enough. But yeah, these knives are now like stuck into the table. But yeah, Ghost and Envy, they cut you pretty deep with those 12 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, 12 points. Oh no.
Yeah. So Puck took half at 6. Yeah, I reckon she's gonna swing out. It's been long enough. Cuts the rope, comes down, and she just takes a swing at those around her. So she's gonna go. I'm gonna roll a d6. Odds Jalug and evens Malikov. That's a 5 for Jalug. So she rolls an attack. Plus.
At disadvantage, because Envy's gonna jump up and just kind of like charge the elbow as the attack's coming down.
Love. Okay, so disadvantage
Steel companions, they're awesome.
is a 15.
It does not hit. Thank you.
She gets this butcher knife and swings around, and as she does, Envy grabs on, and whilst not doing any damage, it throws her off, and this butcher's knife goes above your head. And she misses on that attack. That frustrates her a bit. But that ends her turn, and we've got Hera up. Kind of the second combat that's happening down here.
Yeah, I suppose I should probably get rid of this last method. I don't know if he's taken any damage though.
He has not, no.
I think I want to do that instead. So I will just move up, and then I will take a step back, knowing that he might take a strike at me.
He will.
To...
The claws will come out. It's not great though. It's a 9 total.
9, no, that'll miss. And like as I sort of step back, I'm just gonna squish my palms together and then push out, and I will cast a poison spray. So it's a con save, please.
4.
Oh god. It'll take 4 poison damage.
Damage is damage.
Yeah. I guess. Yes. And a 3 on the dice. Well, I suppose I can move it in. What's that? 5, 10. But this hole there. Yeah, that's first. I guess I'll just take another step back and just sort of sit. Yeah, that's all I got there.
Okay. Jalug.
Yeah, rolling a bit
Dang.
with
nailed
my.
it.
I naturally started ducking, but then was not moving fast enough, and yet somehow, I look up and my head is like I'm still have a head. I'm going to try and kind of move a little bit around, seeing this mechanical wolf sort of hanging off the arm in an effort to try and get into. Is that kind of flanking that space, or
It's not kind of flanking. It definitely is flanking.
it is? Oh yeah, it's hard because it's such a big creature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a couple of attacks here. I think I'm gonna try a great weapon master thing again. Oh yeah, that is an 18.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
Yeah. No, sorry, 17.
17, yes. We'll still hit.
Yes. All right. Cool. 10, 23 points of damage.
Nice.
And go again.
She's starting to falter now.
That's good. That's more. What's that? That's 19.
Yep.
And I can reroll 1. Hey. Also another 23 points of damage.
Ooh, 2 big hits. Nice. Yeah, the wounds.
Dude, nice.
You're kind of like noticing that the wounds weren't cutting as deep, but now you're finding you're hitting the same ones, and you're just getting further and further in, and the blood is starting to come out. She's starting to lose balance, but yeah, we're looking good here.
All right. Good. That is. I think that's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay. That brings us to Ghost. Blinded.
Huzzah! Can't see shit. Which doesn't leave me with many options. In fact, it leaves me with just about close to 0. I'm going to... Do I need to see her to do that? Actually, that's a good point. See within range, of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a knee and take the dodge action,
Okay.
hunkering down behind like a large turnip or something. I don't know what's on this table. And be like, ah, damn it, Puck. I got nothing. Shit, just watch out. I got nothing. Envy will continue doing what Envy do. And I think, yeah, we'll take a bite.
Go for it.
That's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Just do your damage, Envy.
She's doing better than me at the moment. 5 points of force damage.
Nice.
And we'll just continue to flank around to where Jalug is. That's it.
Cool. That brings us to the Mephit's turn. There is only one left, and it is Hera's Nemesis as it moves in for the claw attack. 16 to hit.
Yep, that'll get me.
That'll be 3 points of slashing damage.
3 damage.
And Molokov, you're coming up for your turn.
Nice.
There's not so many of them now. Well, I think if I could see her in trouble, I would probably go help her. But alas, I cannot. So I'm going to swing at the only thing that I am aware of. Yeah, I will do a disadvantage strike at the big fella.
Uh-huh.
I think it'd just be a straight roll, though.
Oh, yes, because you are flanking, so...
There's a,
Oh, okay.
there's
Well,
advantage.
So you might be
it
calling
was
out
a 16
directions
and
or
a
something.
17 anyway.
Yeah, 17 will hit.
Yeah, so cool. So that's yeah, much higher than that anyway. So 10 points of thunder damage.
Nice.
I'll take another strike.
As you're like starting to circle around, you're starting to get those hits in, the swords are going, the thunder fists are going. Go for that second attack.
It definitely goes wide. Even with the straight roll, just still can't quite see.
Yep.
It's 11 total, I think.
Yeah, so that one swings wide, but you're starting to do the whole what movie is it when there's the large guy and then everyone's like around us doing the hits around. Anyway, is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay, top of the round with Puck blinded again, standing on the end of this table. Ghost is called out. They can't really do anything. You can hear the combat happening up there. What's the move?
Yeah, same. I guess just keep trying, and I'm gonna shoot at the guy where I can hear the combat where the big thing was.
Sure.
In that glimpse I got for just a moment.
Yep.
It's another nat 20 that I can't use. That's a 22 to hit.
Just
though.
roll 2 of them at the same time. Come on.
That will hit. Go for your damage.
Oh, sorry, those are my dice. 9 points of piercing.
Nice.
And I'll do it again. No, sorry. Okay, that's a... $22 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
And that is 9... not 9. 12 points of damage.
Nice. You can't see the target, but you fire off 2 shots and you hear painful hits when they land. She's definitely in pain now. They're getting through. But yeah, otherwise you can't see anything. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think I'm just going to stay where I am, feeling like there's knives all around me, and at least the thing above me can't get knocked onto my head again, so...
That's very
I'll stay
true.
where I am.
She's crying out in pain now, and she grasps onto this meat cleaver and comes straight for 2 attacks at Molokov. We're going, since there's no more environmental interactions she can do. Right, plus. So we have a 21 and a 25.
Woohoo! They both hit.
Jalug.
Well, they may hit. Actually, no. Let's figure this out now. I guess that's how it works, is when they go.
Yep.
So the first one, that's an 18, so that definitely... The first one that goes strikes down one of the illusions, and it
Yep.
just sort of dissipates. What's the second number I have to beat? I think it's 10. Another 18. So another one of the illusions is struck down.
Nice. As it comes out, I was going to say, Jalug, as you missed this hit, you see when they contact Molokov, you actually almost flinch a little bit, seeing that could cleave straight through. I'll just give you a little hint of 25 points of damage here. As they smack down, you see the illusion disappear. Oh, thank God it wasn't Molokov. But then the second one slams down again, and again the illusion goes. So there's one more illusion, is that correct?
One more illusion. Sorry, did you say that would have been 25 for
Yes.
just one hit?
That's what I was saying. Like as it cracks down through these illusions, Malcolm, even you feel almost like a you know when they do illusions, if they have a fake hand in your real hand and they pinprick it and you can feel it. Yeah, you get a bit of a winded feeling from this, but alas, that's her 2 attacks, and she wrenches
There
this
it was.
cleaver back up and takes a defensive stance. But that's her action. So Hera, you're up.
Yeah. I suppose she's big and been swinging around this whole time, so I'm not particularly paying attention to how much force she's coming down with, maybe. And this little cunt is nibbling at me, and I've been nibbled all fucking day, and I'm just not having a bar of it. So I will pull something out of my pouch side, squish my hands together, and sort of throw them up into the air. And as I throw them up, this orb will sort of open around me as this green necrotic energy envelops me and this method. And I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom.
Cool.
So it'll be a con save, please.
Oh, it was on the tilting on an 18 and rolled back to a 7.
Okay, so he will take 9 necrotic damage.
Yep.
And I will get to expend a hit dice and
Very
gain
nice.
some hit points as the sort of greenish energy sort of saps out of him and flows back into me. What is my hit dice? A wizard. D6. I'll use one of those. So that's going to be plus my spell modifier. So I'm gonna heal. 12. It's back up to full.
Very nice. Anything else from you?
No, I suppose I'm just entangled with the smoke business
All right, Jalug.
at the moment.
As you see the cuts and stuff cutting deeper, she looks like she's on her last legs here.
Yeah, flinching from those big hits. He's going to try and do his own big hit. So, again, going to try that great weapon thing. Hey, that's good because it's advantage, right?
Yes, yep, you're thinking.
Yeah, thank goodness, because a 9 and a 19. So that makes it a 20.
Uh-huh.
For 22 points of damage.
How would you like to do this?
And
20 HP remaining.
yeah. Oh. Like I said, Julie sort of just saw those two one and then the other, just these massive things, and it's just like having flashbacks to seeing some old companions when he's just out of reach, just like getting taken, and then just the relief for a second, and then his eyes just get down into little slits, and his resolve, and he just kind of jumps in the air a little bit to bring, just because he's been sort of hacking around the waist, just tries to get a bit higher and just bring massive two-handed slice just down, hits something that is obviously does the job, and just drops to a knee instantly.
Yeah,
taking a big,
I like to think like
breath.
as you're carving down, maybe like her back or something, you feel your sword like getting resisted by whatever this thing is, and then it cuts through, and you hit a vital organ, and she just falls, boom, on the ground, and the ground shakes a little bit as it falls down. Here, I'm going to say, with 4 hit points left, this method kind of darts around you, and you cast off a spell, a cantrip or something, and get rid of it. And that'll take us out of initiative.
Fantastic.
I was on exactly 25 HP. With this.
As it falls to the ground, and you're left in this kitchen, as it kind of all goes quiet, and one of the pots is might be just simmering down, like no one's attended to anything, so the noises kind of come down a little bit. And yeah, she falls to the ground. Everyone kind of catches their breath, and now you kind of, Ghost and Puck, your vision comes back, and the water that was boiling has kind of seeped into the concrete around it, so there is no more hazards. And I think that is where we will end today's session and do the looting at the start of next.
Love a bit of looting.
There's a lot in that.